It's Monday evening, it's weather for Weather Geeks time. This is the in-depth weather video geared towards weather geeks, weather enthusiasts, and people who just need more information in their weather forecast. Then you can get on air, on the news, and even online as well. We can really get in-depth with this video, so let's get to it. Damp start to the day this morning. This time lapse starts at 6 a.m. overlooking the Southern Park Mall, and the pavement was damp, with some overnight rain that pushed through, but the raindrops were long gone by the time the daylight hours really got going, and even though it was sort of cloudy for a time this morning, it turned pretty sunny this afternoon. It was a nice afternoon, albeit a little on the cool side. You know, it's May 22nd, our average highs are 70, 71 at this time of the year, and we did fall a handful of degrees shy of that earlier on today. Big picture across the country this evening looks like this. Our weather pretty quiet. We'll have a partly cloudy sky tonight. We'll drop into the upper 40s. A pretty busy weather map, though, east of the Rocky Mountains. From the Rockies west, it's pretty quiet, but severe weather risk this evening out across parts of New Mexico and Texas. It's rainy in parts of the Deep South, flooding concerns from the Carolinas back towards the Gulf Coast region. This system out here is what's kind of dropping south and eventually is going to be a problem for us as we head towards midweek. Big picture for your Tuesday looks like this. Sunrise tomorrow morning, 5:57. Sunset, 8:42 tomorrow evening. We're up to 14 hours and 44 minutes of daylight. We've only got about 17 or 18 minutes to go of gaining daylight before we head the other direction. My math might be a little off on that. This is the 22nd. We've got almost a month left until the summer solstice, so I'll have to look at the numbers. But the period of most rapid increase in daylight is just about over. From here through the start of summer, the amount of daylight we're picking up per day is not as much as it was earlier on in the spring. All right, so far for the month, 2.54 inches of rain at the airport, and it is the 25th coolest May on record if the month ended today. Certainly we've made up some ground after a very chilly start to the month. All right, tomorrow is the best day of the week. High pressure will slide off to the east. We'll have a good deal of sunshine, a little slice of nice across the Mahoning and Shenango valleys. Good day to mow the grass tomorrow because here comes the rain. Now, not in the morning Wednesday. Wednesday morning will be fine. And this is actually kind of a challenging forecast for the second half of the day on Wednesday, as this low continues sinking down towards the Tennessee Valley and really becoming a mature low-pressure system both in the lower levels and the upper levels. Spokes of moisture are going to try to pivot in. It's just a matter of how far north do they get. This particular run of our model here tries to shunt most of the moisture to the south on Wednesday during the daylight hours. Some of the other modeling does get it farther north. I've got a pretty good chance of wet weather in our forecast for Wednesday afternoon and evening, but it might take a while. And it's not outside of the realm of possibility. A lot of this during the daylight hours tries to stay south of Route 30 or even maybe towards I-70. That's something not real sure of yet, not a high amount of confidence. So plan on some wet weather Wednesday, but if it happens, it's most likely later in the day. Thursday, good chance of wet weather as well. This thing's going to kind of park over us for a couple of days. Showers are going to be around, and it's going to be pretty cool by May standards Thursday and into the day on Friday as well. Upper level low, thankfully, is not going to sit over us for a week, which sometimes can happen. But this circular area, this is our upper low. This is going to finally head east over the weekend. That's the good news. That'll allow it to warm up. The bad news is this pattern, there's going to be a lot of ripples coming along. Little weak disturbances in the flow coming along for Friday through the weekend. No big storms, no terribly organized areas of precipitation, but we could get nickeled and dimed a little bit here for Friday and the upcoming weekend, all the way through Memorial Day on Monday. May take until past Memorial Day before we get kind of a clean sweep of the pattern and get some drier air in here. So the details are still quite fuzzy, but here's our first stab at the Memorial Day holiday weekend forecast, covering Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Kind of broad brush things right now with 40% chances of rain each day. I think we're never going to be able to remove the chance completely from any of these days, at least not until we get pretty close to the weekend. As it stands right now, even though we might get away dry one of these days, don't want to make that call right now. So we're going to keep a low-end chance of rain Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But the good news is, last week I thought it would be pretty cool for Memorial Day weekend. It looks like that upper low is going to move away fast enough now that it's not going to be that cool. In fact, temperatures mostly above average for the Memorial Day holiday weekend is what it looks like right now. Let's look at one of the models. This is the GFS, and let me show you what it's showing for Friday and the weekend. Let's skip ahead here to Friday afternoon. Not a lot here. Best chance on Friday, probably in the morning, of a residual shower. And then on Saturday, the GFS here doesn't show a whole lot. This, if taken literally, this would suggest a mostly dry day. The European model, some of the other modeling, tries to bring some moisture in on Saturday. So, you know, this far out, hard to say which model has the right idea. So that's why we have that low-end chance of rain in the forecast. You know, it's that time of the year. A lot of people have graduation parties. It's Memorial Day weekend. A lot of people want to open their pools, and you know, a lot of stuff to do outdoors at this time of the year. So if you have plans for the weekend, check the forecast often over the next few days. It's early in the week, and we can't do much more than kind of broad brush things right now. This is Sunday on the, let me head back here, Sunday on the GFS, showing a somewhat better chance of wet weather, if this is to be taken literally, with perhaps some sort of front coming through. So that's what the current run has. And then for Memorial Day on Monday, kind of suggests maybe not as organized, but maybe some spotty shower and thunderstorm activity. So we're going to be doing a lot of fine-tuning of that forecast as we get closer. Looking at the longer range, though, this is the latest European modeling. There's not a lot of big-time warmth advertised through the first maybe 10 days of June. So if you're looking to open up that pool, if you're looking for an early start to summer, we already had it. We had mid-80s a few times earlier on this month, and even in April, late April, we had an 84, 85-degree day. Compared to average, though, end of May, start of June, a lot of blue on this map. And this jives with some of the other modeling as well. When we look at the next month as a whole, this takes us out through just about the start of summer, astronomical summer anyway, right around the 21st, 22nd of June. It paints a pretty cool picture. Not to say we won't have warm days, but overall, when you add it all up after the next 30 days or so, that's a pretty cool looking map. So, you know, it's not exactly the kind of pattern that's looking all that hot over the next few weeks. We'll check in on the latest European long-range modeling again on Thursday. Thanks for watching Weather for Weather Geeks tonight. Hope you have a great Monday night. I'll see you back here Tuesday evening.